The galaxy had always been a vast and mysterious place, filled with endless stars, ancient civilizations, and powerful empires. But nothing had prepared Earth for what was coming. It began with a sudden, almost eerie silence across the cosmos. Then, without warning, the calm was shattered. A fleet of sleek, alien warships, their dark, angular hulls gleaming in the distant starlight, emerged from hyperspace. They were unlike anything Earth had ever seen, mysterious, advanced, and cold. Their ships shimmered, cloaking devices flickering intermittently as they approached the blue planet below. The ships moved with precision, as if commanded by a single, unyielding force. The first sign of their arrival was a deep, booming voice, cold and metallic, that resonated across the stars. It echoed through the vastness of space, vibrating in every communication channel, reaching every corner of the galaxy. "We are the Dominion of Velder," the voice declared, reverberating with authority, "and we claim Earth as our prize." The message was clear, and the threat undeniable. The Dominion of Velder was not here to negotiate. They weren't interested in peaceful exploration or alliances. They were here for conquest. They had their eyes on Earth, and they believed the planet was theirs for the taking. Back on Earth, the mood was anything but calm. The world's most advanced military leaders gathered, their faces grim as they watched the massive fleet loom over their planet on the holographic screens. No one had ever seen a force so large, so powerful. The Velder Empire had a reputation for ruthlessness, and their ships were known to wipe out entire worlds with ease. Earth was just another target to them. But they underestimated one thing: the spirit of humanity. In a ruined city on Earth's surface, a single human soldier stood at the edge of a shattered skyscraper, gazing up at the distant sky. His uniform was battle-worn, his face hardened by years of war, but his eyes burned with determination. The city around him was in ruins, decimated by the chaos of the Velder's sudden arrival, but he wasn't looking at the destruction. He was looking at the sky. The sky that had once been so peaceful, now darkened by the looming alien fleet. The soldier's hand clenched around a small, glowing communicator, an advanced piece of human technology, the last line of defense against the Empire's invasion. With a steady breath, he activated the device. The crackling sound of the communicator filled the air, a sharp contrast to the eerie silence that had taken over the world. "This is Earth," the soldier's voice came through the communicator, steady but filled with a quiet intensity. "We don't want war, but we will fight." As soon as the words left his mouth, the ground seemed to shake beneath his feet. The warships in orbit above Earth began to move into position, their massive engines pulsing with power as they prepared to descend upon the planet. It was an intimidating sight. An empire of thousands of warships, all poised to strike, each one a symbol of absolute power. But the soldier wasn't scared. His words were a warning, a declaration of Earth's resolve. The Velder thought they could simply take the planet, but they hadn't counted on humanity's will to survive. They hadn't realized that Earth wasn't a planet of weaklings or easily intimidated creatures. Humans were survivors, fighters, and when pushed to the brink, they became something far more dangerous than any empire could imagine. Across the globe, every nation on Earth responded to the signal, preparing for war in a way that the galaxy had never seen before. The Velder may have had technology beyond anything humanity had ever encountered, but Earth had something far more valuable: creativity, ingenuity, and an unwavering resolve. In a military command center deep underground, high-ranking officers coordinated the planet's response. Earth's advanced weapon systems, including electromagnetic pulse cannons, energy shields, and cloaking technology that had been kept secret for decades, were activated. The Velder fleet would be in for a surprise. Meanwhile, across the ruins of the city, the soldier looked up once more, watching as the first wave of alien ships began their descent. Earth would not go down without a fight. The Velder would soon learn that this world, though small and seemingly insignificant in the vast expanse of the galaxy, would not be an easy conquest. And so, as the alien fleet prepared for its invasion, Earth's warriors braced themselves. The battle for survival had begun. But humanity wasn't just fighting for survival. They were fighting for their home, and no one was going to take it without a fight. Earth had always been a planet filled with dreams, ambition, and potential. From its earliest days, humans looked to the stars, wondering what lay beyond the sky. Their first steps into space were slow and cautious, simple rockets launched into the void, orbiting satellites, and exploratory probes that traveled farther and farther out. It was the beginning of a new era for mankind, but they still had so much to learn. As decades passed, Earth's technological progress exploded. What was once unimaginable became possible. Humans developed faster-than-light travel, sending spacecraft to distant planets. Their once limited knowledge of the universe expanded as they uncovered strange new worlds, each one a new mystery to unravel. They learned how to harness energy from the stars, creating powerful new energy weapons that could vaporize targets in an instant. Earth's cities became gleaming hubs of technological marvels, with towering skyscrapers powered by clean, limitless energy. Robotics advanced to the point where machines could perform tasks once thought to be uniquely human, building cities, exploring the depths of oceans, and even serving alongside soldiers on the front lines. But it wasn't just technology that had evolved. Earth's artificial intelligence systems had grown sophisticated beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. These AIs were capable of learning, adapting, and even thinking independently. They controlled defense networks, monitored planetary systems, and even helped humans solve complex problems in science and engineering. With such advancements, humanity seemed poised to take their place among the stars, ready to rival any empire that dared to challenge them. But there was one thing that Earth kept secret, an ancient secret buried deep beneath the surface. Long before humans had reached the stars, long before their first step into the cosmos, an alien civilization had once walked the Earth. These beings, whose name had been lost to time, had left behind a powerful relic, a mysterious artifact buried deep within the planet's core. It was a device unlike anything humanity had ever seen, crafted with knowledge far beyond anything even their most advanced scientists could comprehend. The artifact had been hidden for millennia, its true purpose unknown, waiting for the right time to be uncovered. And that time had finally come. A seismic event, triggered by Earth's own digging projects deep within the planet, uncovered the artifact. What they found was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a massive, glowing structure, composed of unknown materials, humming with an energy so potent it could only be described as otherworldly. Scientists scrambled to study it, but the more they uncovered, the more they realized they were dealing with something far beyond their understanding. It was a device of immense power, capable of manipulating the very fabric of space and time. There were whispers of its true potential, stories of entire fleets being destroyed with a single thought, of civilizations crumbling under its power. What Earth didn't know was that the Dominion of Velder, a ruthless empire known throughout the galaxy for its hunger for domination, had been watching them for some time. The Velder had been quietly monitoring Earth's progress, waiting for the day when they would reach the stars. And when the artifact was uncovered, the Dominion saw an opportunity to take this powerful weapon for themselves, to add it to their arsenal and expand their control over the galaxy. The Velder's scouts, sleek and deadly ships, descended toward Earth's orbit, hoping to capture the artifact before it could be fully studied. They underestimated Earth's defenses, assuming that humanity's technology was still primitive. But they quickly learned just how wrong they were. The first Velder scout ship that attempted to breach Earth's defenses was obliterated in a flash. Earth's new energy weapons, powered by their advanced AI systems, locked onto the alien ship within seconds of its arrival. The scout ship didn't stand a chance. It was vaporized in an instant, its remains drifting in the cold vacuum of space. The attack was swift and decisive, a clear message to the Dominion: Earth was not to be trifled with. This destruction did not go unnoticed. The Velder, furious at their loss, immediately sent a fleet to retaliate, but Earth had already issued a warning to the galaxy. The Human Council, realizing the immense threat posed by the Dominion, broadcasted an intergalactic message: Earth will not surrender. We will protect our home and the power we've discovered. Stay away from our planet, or face the consequences. The warning echoed across the stars, reaching every corner of the galaxy. For the first time, the Dominion saw a potential foe that wasn't afraid of them. Humans, with their unyielding spirit and newfound power, had become a threat to even the mightiest empire in the galaxy. The Velder had no choice but to act, but the battle for Earth was only just beginning. In the beginning, humanity was just like any other civilization on Earth, looking up at the stars with wonder, dreaming of a future among them. Their first steps into space were cautious, filled with curiosity but limited by technology. They launched simple rockets, sending probes beyond the moon to gather information about the mysterious black void above. But this initial journey was just the beginning. Over the course of centuries, Earth's technology began to evolve at a staggering pace. What was once considered impossible became routine. By the 22nd century, humanity had mastered the art of space exploration. They built enormous ships capable of reaching distant planets in a matter of months, and soon, Earth's space programs expanded beyond the solar system, searching for new worlds and new frontiers. People lived on space stations orbiting Earth, and colonies were established on the Moon and Mars. Earth's scientists unlocked the secrets of energy manipulation, harnessing the power of stars to fuel their growing technological advancements. With energy weapons and spacefaring ships at their disposal, humans began to develop new technologies faster than ever. Robotic workers, once limited to factory floors, now explored distant planets, built entire cities on barren moons, and performed dangerous missions on Earth itself. These robots were sophisticated, not just machines, but artificial life forms designed to think and adapt to their surroundings. With artificial intelligence growing ever more complex, Earth's AIs began to oversee every part of society, from agriculture to military defense, providing Earth with unprecedented stability and control. But despite all their technological prowess, humanity had never been alone in the universe. Earth's scientists were unaware of the powerful relic that lay beneath their feet, an artifact, buried deep inside the planet's core, waiting to be uncovered. This artifact, believed to be of alien origin, had been hidden away long before humanity's earliest ancestors had even learned to walk. Its purpose was unclear, but it contained knowledge that no human mind could fully comprehend. It was said to be a relic of an ancient, forgotten race, one that had once ruled vast parts of the galaxy. When the artifact was uncovered, the world's top researchers were both stunned and terrified. As they carefully extracted the object from its resting place, they realized that it was far more than a mere relic. The artifact hummed with energy, glowing with a strange light that seemed to shift and pulse with a life of its own. Those who studied it spoke of visions, images of other galaxies, powerful starships, and fleets being obliterated with a single command. This was no ordinary piece of technology, it was a weapon, capable of annihilating entire fleets in an instant. But it was also a beacon. And the Dominion of Velder, one of the most powerful and relentless empires in the galaxy, saw it as a direct threat to their plans. The Velder were an empire driven by an insatiable hunger for expansion. They had conquered countless worlds, bringing entire civilizations under their control. And they were always looking for more. When they detected the powerful energy signature of the artifact, they knew that Earth had something they could not allow to remain out of their grasp. The Velder Empire was ruthless and unrelenting. They did not negotiate, they conquered. Their fleets were vast, their weapons far more advanced than anything humanity had ever faced. And they did not take kindly to other civilizations becoming a threat to their dominance. But what the Velder didn't know was that Earth's advances in technology weren't the only thing that had evolved. The discovery of the artifact had triggered something deep inside humanity, a sense of unity and resolve that could not be shaken. The people of Earth, united by their newfound power, were ready to defend their home at all costs. As soon as the Velder detected the artifact's location, they sent a scout ship to assess the situation. They believed they could take Earth's defenses easily, after all, their technology was far superior. But they were wrong. Earth's military, equipped with newly developed energy weapons, advanced AI-controlled defense systems, and robotic soldiers, was ready. The moment the Velder scout ship entered Earth's atmosphere, the planet's defense network sprang into action. The scout ship, cloaked and armed with advanced weapons, was no match for Earth's technology. Within seconds of the ship's arrival, Earth's energy weapons fired, and the alien vessel was obliterated in an explosion of light and metal. The blast was so powerful that it sent shockwaves through space, causing the Velder to realize that humanity had developed far more than they expected. The destruction of the scout ship sent a shockwave across the galaxy. Earth had sent its message loud and clear: "We are not your prey." The Human Council, in a bold move, broadcasted a warning to the entire galaxy: "We do not seek war, but if you come for Earth, you will face the full force of humanity's strength." This was no longer just a warning, it was a declaration. Earth would not bow down to the Velder Empire, or any other alien force that sought to conquer them. The galaxy had just learned that humanity was a force to be reckoned with. The battle for Earth was about to begin, and the Velder would soon find out just how dangerous humans could be when pushed to the brink. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. The Velder Empire, known for its unyielding thirst for expansion, was about to unleash its full might upon Earth. Their fleet, an armada of thousands of warships, each one massive and bristling with advanced weapons, emerged from the depths of space. The ships gleamed like cold metal giants, ready to claim the blue planet as their own. As they approached Earth, their commanders were confident: humans were nothing more than a primitive species with little defense against the might of the Dominion. For the Velder, it was supposed to be an easy conquest. Their forces were far superior to anything Earth had ever seen. Their warships, equipped with cloaking devices, could slip undetected through space, and their weapons could obliterate entire fleets with a single blast. The Velder had no doubt they would crush Earth's resistance in a matter of hours. But the Velder had seriously underestimated humanity. On Earth, the countdown to battle had already begun. In secret underground military bunkers, the world's most brilliant scientists and military leaders were preparing Earth's forces for the unimaginable. Humanity's once impressive technology had now been bolstered by years of preparation, and their response would be far more than the Velder had ever anticipated. Earth's armies had been equipped with newly developed cloaking devices that would allow their ships to disappear from the alien sensors, making them invisible to the Velder's superior fleets. Electromagnetic weaponry, powerful enough to disable even the most advanced alien ship, was readied. And Earth's most sophisticated AI systems were put in charge of the military's strategic planning and combat tactics, ensuring that every move was calculated with pinpoint precision. As the Velder's invasion fleet began to descend into Earth's orbit, the first signs of resistance were subtle. A faint ripple in the fabric of space, like a shimmer of heat from a distant star, marked the activation of Earth's cloaking devices. The alien fleet was unaware that they were being watched. The first alien ship to enter Earth's orbit fired a warning shot, an enormous blast of energy designed to intimidate. But instead of trembling, Earth's forces responded. From the darkness of space, a series of plasma cannons lit up, their high-energy blasts striking the alien vessel's shields. The Velder's superior technology had expected to face weak, unarmed defenses, but what they encountered instead was a wall of firepower. Their shields buckled under the force of the attack, causing the first ship to falter. A ripple of surprise spread across the Velder fleet. What? How? How is this possible? The command ship's captain exclaimed as their sensors failed to comprehend the sudden burst of firepower coming from an invisible enemy. Before they could react, a swarm of human warships, cloaked and invisible to their sensors, emerged from the shadows. They fired with precision, targeting key points on the Velder ships. Every shot from the humans struck with devastating accuracy, sending alien ships spiraling into the void, flames trailing behind them. The Velder fleet was now under attack on all sides, and they had no idea where the next blow would come from. The first real confrontation had begun. Above Earth, a breathtaking space battle erupted. The black void of space was filled with flashes of light as high-energy plasma beams collided with alien shields in brilliant explosions. Each shot sent shockwaves through the space above Earth, the plasma cannons of the human warships cracking like thunder in the emptiness. Alien warships disintegrated as they were struck by Earth's electromagnetic weaponry, sending debris scattering across the void. The clash of high-tech weaponry made the battle look like a violent symphony of destruction, with each note a new ship or salvo fired. But even as the humans fought valiantly, the Velder were relentless. Their numbers were overwhelming, their ships outgunning Earth's forces by a vast margin. For every ship that fell to humanity's surprise counterattack, 3 more would take its place. The battle seemed endless, with neither side willing to give an inch. The Velder commanders thought Earth would break under the pressure. They thought the humans were weak and would be crushed by sheer force. But as the battle wore on, something began to happen. The Velder fleet, confident at first, was now starting to falter. Their ships were no longer as untouchable as they had once believed. Earth's advanced AI systems, predicting every move and countering with rapid precision, began to turn the tide. Every time the Velder adjusted their strategy, Earth was already one step ahead. The Velder were stunned. Their ships, some of the most advanced in the galaxy, were being picked off one by a force they thought insignificant. They had underestimated humanity's resilience. They had underestimated the human spirit. As the battle raged on, Earth's forces continued to press forward. Every plasma shot, every pulse of electromagnetic energy, served as a message: we are not your prey. We will not go quietly into the dark. The first confrontation between Earth and the Velder Empire was far from over, but the humans had shown the galaxy something the Velder never expected: they were not going to back down. As the battle above Earth intensified, the stakes grew higher. The Velder fleet, still reeling from Earth's unexpected resistance, pressed forward with everything they had. Their ships filled the black expanse of space, each one a deadly weapon, yet they were struggling. The humans, though outnumbered and outgunned, had something the Velder didn't anticipate: a will to fight and the ability to adapt. But even as Earth's forces pushed back, there was something deeper at play, something far beyond their understanding of technology and warfare. The artifact, which had sparked the conflict in the first place, was more than just a weapon, it was a key. A key to something much greater than anyone had realized. Earth's scientists and military leaders had been working tirelessly to study its strange, glowing structure. At first, they believed it was just a powerful weapon, capable of devastating entire fleets with its energy. But as they continued their research, something astonishing was uncovered, something that would change the course of the war. It turned out that the artifact was connected to an ancient race of beings who had once ruled the galaxy. This race, known as the Venerai, had been among the most advanced civilizations to ever exist, and their knowledge of technology and science was light years beyond anything the galaxy had ever known. But what made them truly remarkable wasn't just their mastery over technology, it was their deep understanding of human ingenuity. The Venerai had once faced a war that threatened to destroy the entire galaxy, a war between empires so powerful, it seemed like nothing could stop it. But the Venerai, in their wisdom, knew that the key to ending the war was not superior weapons or technology. It was human creativity, the ability to think outside the box, to improvise, to use what you have in unexpected ways. They realized that humanity, though young and inexperienced compared to the older civilizations, had a unique ability to adapt and overcome impossible odds. And so, the Venerai had created the artifact, not just as a weapon, but as a tool to unlock that potential in humanity. They embedded within it the knowledge to manipulate space and time, just enough to give Earth's people the upper hand in their darkest hour. It was a form of power that would allow the humans to warp reality itself for brief moments, bending the laws of physics to their will. When the first tests were conducted on the artifact's capabilities, the results were beyond anything Earth's scientists could have imagined. In an instant, the artifact granted humanity the ability to twist the very fabric of reality. Space seemed to bend and stretch as ships disappeared and reappeared in the blink of an eye, phasing through enemy ships or dodging incoming fire. Energy blasts that were meant to annihilate human warships veered off course, as if the very universe had altered its path. This newfound power sent shockwaves through Earth's military. Now they had the ability to turn the tide of battle at will, making their attacks unpredictable and devastating. The Velder, who had believed their technology to be untouchable, now found themselves in a fight they couldn't win. No matter how many ships they sent into battle, no matter how many strategies they employed, the humans always seemed to be one step ahead. In the heat of the ongoing war, Earth's forces mobilized for a surprise strike, one that would put an end to the Velder's campaign for Earth once and for all. The plan was audacious, risky, and unprecedented. They would target the heart of the Velder fleet, their massive command ship, the flagship of their entire invasion. It was the key to their strategy, the nerve center of their operations. If it fell, the Velder would be thrown into chaos. The operation began without warning. A small group of cloaked human warships, equipped with the new reality-warping technology, moved into position. They phased in and out of existence, appearing and disappearing in rapid succession, leaving the Velder fleet confused and scrambling to track them. At the same time, Earth's AIs hacked into the Velder's communications network, feeding them false information, making their ships think they were under attack from multiple directions. The Velder flagship, surrounded by dozens of their best warships, was suddenly hit by a barrage of plasma fire from an unexpected angle. The Velder didn't even see it coming. The human warships, having used the artifact's power to warp space, seemed to be everywhere at once. Plasma cannons fired at impossible angles, striking the flagship's shields with unrelenting force. The Velder's shield systems, once thought invincible, began to buckle under the pressure. And then, with a sudden flash of light, the flagship's shields failed completely. The humans launched a final, devastating strike, an energy blast of such magnitude it tore through the Velder's command ship, causing it to explode in a burst of flames and metal. The shockwave from the explosion rippled through the fleet, throwing Velder ships off course and causing massive destruction. For the first time in the entire invasion, the Velder fleet seemed to hesitate. They were shaken, disoriented, and vulnerable. The turning point had come. The humans, with the artifact's power and their own ingenuity, had struck at the very heart of the Velder Empire. The once overwhelming invaders now found themselves on the defensive. The Velder had underestimated Earth, and now they were about to learn that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't just its technology. It was their determination to fight and their ability to adapt, to turn the impossible into a victory. Above Earth, the Velder Empire's flagship, the Velder Dominus, loomed like a dark shadow, descending from the void of space. Its enormous size dwarfed anything humanity had ever seen. It was the heart of the entire invasion, the command ship that controlled the Velder forces. If it fell, the entire fleet would fall with it. Earth's forces had no choice but to make their final move. The humans knew that the only way to stop the Velder's relentless advance was to strike at the heart of their empire, this massive, impenetrable warship. But simply attacking it from space wouldn't be enough. The Velder flagship was heavily protected by layers of shields and weapons. The only way to ensure its destruction was to infiltrate the ship, disable its core systems, and leave it vulnerable to Earth's final counteroffensive. A special squadron of elite soldiers was chosen for this mission, humanity's finest warriors. Led by Captain Liam Ross, a war-hardened veteran with countless battles under his belt, the squadron was ready for their most dangerous mission yet. They were equipped with cutting-edge cloaking devices, plasma swords, and advanced AI-assisted tactics, but they also carried something far more valuable: determination. These soldiers weren't just fighting for victory, they were fighting for survival, for their families, for their planet. The plan was simple but incredibly risky. They would infiltrate the flagship through a hidden entry point in its lower decks. The ship's security systems, designed to stop any intruders, were formidable, but the humans had an advantage: they knew the enemy better than the Velder realized. With the help of Earth's AI systems, they had already located the ship's weak points, and they were ready to exploit them. The squadron boarded their stealth ships, cloaked and ready for action. As they approached the Velder Dominus, they could see its massive structure growing larger in their viewports. Every soldier felt the weight of the mission, but there was no turning back now. The fate of Earth depended on their success. The cloaked ships slipped into the flagship's interior, undetected by the Velder's security systems. The squadron disembarked in the heart of the enemy ship, moving swiftly through the dark, narrow corridors. The air was thick with tension as they made their way toward the heart of the flagship, the control room. They could hear the hum of the Velder engines, the distant sounds of alien footfalls, but the squadron stayed silent, moving like shadows through the claustrophobic hallways. Then, all hell broke loose. The Velder had realized they were under attack. Their security systems had finally detected the humans' presence, and suddenly, the corridors were alive with the sounds of alien robots and soldiers closing in from all directions. AI-controlled war machines, designed to hunt and destroy, stalked the humans from the shadows. Their metal limbs clicked ominously as they moved in to engage the squadron. Captain Ross led his team with unyielding focus. His experience in close-quarters combat proved invaluable. Plasma swords hummed to life as they clashed against the cold metal of the Velder's machines. Sparks flew as the soldiers fought back with everything they had. Human fighters were agile and resourceful, using their wits and quick thinking to outmaneuver the robotic enemies. Each movement was precise, calculated, every soldier knew the stakes. There was no room for mistakes. Amid the chaos, Captain Ross fought his way through the hallways, reaching the central command core of the Velder ship. The room was guarded by a final line of defense, a massive, heavily armored Velder officer, the ship's most dangerous defender. With a battle cry, Ross engaged the officer. A brutal fight ensued. The two clashed with ferocity, their weapons sparking as they locked in deadly combat. The Velder officer's strength was overwhelming, but Ross's years of combat experience gave him an edge. With a final, precise strike, he disarmed the officer and disabled the security system protecting the control room. As the doors to the heart of the flagship opened, Ross's team stormed inside. The core systems of the ship were exposed, countless control panels flickered with data. There was no time to waste. Ross signaled his squad to set the charges on the core systems. They had one mission: disable the ship completely. But there was a twist. The Velder flagship had a failsafe, a self-repair system that could restore the ship in minutes. If they didn't act quickly, the flagship would be back in full operation, and Earth's counteroffensive would fail. Captain Ross knew this was their last chance. He made a quick decision. He would trigger the ship's self-destruct sequence to ensure the Velder Dominus would never leave Earth's orbit alive. Set the charges, now. Ross shouted, as the countdown to the ship's self-destruct began. With a flash of light and a massive explosion, the Velder flagship's core erupted in a violent burst of energy. The blast sent shockwaves throughout the ship, causing the structure to tear apart. The Velder Dominus lurched, and the once proud command ship began to break apart. The Velder fleet, without its leader, was thrown into chaos. The humans had struck the fatal blow. As the Velder Dominus disintegrated in flames, Captain Ross and his team raced back to their cloaked ships, narrowly escaping the destruction. The battle was far from over, but this victory had changed everything. Earth's final counteroffensive was now underway. The Velder were no longer the unstoppable force they once seemed. Humanity had proven, once again, that when pushed to the brink, they would fight with everything they had. The Velder had underestimated them, and now, Earth was on the verge of winning. The invasion was over. The Velder Dominus, once a symbol of the Velder Empire's power, now drifted in pieces in the blackness of space. Earth's forces, with their unexpected resilience and unparalleled determination, had struck a blow that would be felt across the galaxy. The Velder, once so sure of their dominance, were now retreating, their fleet scattering like dust in the wind. But this victory wasn't just a triumph of strategy or technology, it was a statement. Earth had fought for its survival, and in doing so, it had shown the universe that humanity was not to be underestimated. The galaxy, once indifferent to the fate of a single planet, now had a new understanding of what humanity was capable of. The message was clear: Earth was no longer a helpless world on the edge of the universe, it was a force to be reckoned with. As the Velder fleet retreated into the void, the people of Earth watched in silent triumph. Cities that had once been on the brink of destruction now celebrated the hard-won peace. But the war had left scars, both on the planet and in the hearts of those who had fought. The world's leaders knew that the victory was not the end of the story. This was just the beginning. On Earth's biggest broadcast channel, the president of the United Earth Federation stepped into view, standing tall behind a podium. Her face was calm, resolute. She had seen humanity at its best and worst over the course of the invasion, and now, she would speak to the galaxy. The people of Earth gathered in front of their screens, waiting for her words. The moment felt monumental, as if the fate of their planet depended on what she said next. The president took a deep breath and spoke, her voice steady but powerful. "People of Earth," she began, "we have just fought the fight of our lives. And we have won. The Velder Empire came to our doorstep, thinking we were weak, thinking we were nothing more than an easy target. But we proved them wrong. We are not an empire to be conquered. We are a planet of survivors, innovators, and fighters. And though our victory has come at great cost, we stand strong." She paused, letting the words sink in. The room was filled with anticipation. The galaxy was watching. "We have no desire to expand beyond our planet," she continued. "We have no thirst for domination. But if any empire, any force, dares to challenge us again, we will show them the same resolve we have shown today. We will fight for our freedom, for our people, and we will make sure that they regret ever stepping foot on Earth." Her gaze hardened as the final words left her mouth. "The message is clear: stay away from Earth." The president's eyes locked onto the camera, as if speaking directly to anyone who might dare to listen. There was no arrogance in her words, just a firm, unwavering promise. The camera slowly zoomed out as she stepped away from the podium, and the scene shifted to a panoramic view of Earth. Below, the planet was peaceful once more, the sun rising over the continents, while in the distance, the remains of the alien warships floated, silent reminders of the conflict. As the screen panned outward, the wreckage of the Velder warships drifted slowly through space, their once pristine hulls now marred by the scars of battle. They were a testament to the power of humanity, a warning to anyone who might consider attacking the blue planet again. The Velder had retreated, but their defeat carried more weight than just a military loss. It carried a message. The galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again. The camera continued to pull back, showing the wreckage of the Velder fleet floating helplessly in the emptiness of space, while Earth, now bathed in the soft glow of the morning sun, stood strong. The message had been delivered, not with arrogance, but with the undeniable power of survival. Humanity had proven itself, and the galaxy had taken notice. Earth had drawn its line in the sand, and anyone who crossed it would face the full might of its people. The future of Earth was no longer uncertain, it was in humanity's hands. And as the screen faded to black, the galaxy knew, the next time someone came for Earth, they would find something they weren't expecting, an unstoppable force determined to protect its home.